He got his wish. Later today, President Trump is expected to mark this 4th of July by signing the massive spending bill which Congress passed yesterday.
Yeah, the so-called Big Beautiful Bill boosts border security and ICE enforcement. It also increases defense spending, and there are new work requirements and other changes to safety net programs, including SNAP, the food assistance program, and Medicaid. The measure passing with a final vote of 218 to 214. And from tax credits to cuts, there's a lot in the Trump spending bill that will directly impact you and your money.
That's why consumer reporter Josh Sidorowicz is in your corner with a closer look at the bill. Good morning, Josh.
Hey, good morning to both of you. Yes, well, as the name here implies, this is a massive piece of legislation estimated to add more than $3 trillion to the national debt here over the next decade. That's according to Congress's own analysis. That same analysis also says it will result in the loss of health care coverage for millions of Americans. For others, there are some provisions that might put some money back into your pocket. On average, according to a Tax Policy Center analysis, households next year could see about a $2,900 reduction in their federal taxes. Ultimately, though, that will vary widely based on your income, with the highest earners estimated to benefit the most. But Katie Labasco, a tax policy expert with a nonpartisan nonprofit tax analyst, argues that many taxpayers may not notice much of a difference at all. Here's why.
What I do like people to keep in mind is that a lot of this is extending tax cuts that they already have. So they may not notice this $2,900 decrease. They are extending tax cuts that were put in place in 2017.
Yeah, many of these tax cuts enacted under President Trump's first term were set to expire then here, guys, at the end of this year.
All right, so tell us what this means about some of the new tax breaks.
Yeah, so there's some big deductions here and changes to know about, starting with this for obviously tipped workers or those who get overtime pay. They could deduct now thousands of that extra pay from their federal income taxes, up to $25,000 in cash tip income and up to $12,500 in overtime. If you're buying a new car, as long as it's American made, you can now deduct up to $10,000 in interest from the loan for that vehicle. At the same time, the $7,500 EV credit, that's going away. Senior 65 and older, they get a $6,000 boost to their standard deduction. These are all temporary.
Wait a minute.
If you're buying a new car, as long as it's American made, you can now deduct up to $10,000 in interest from the loan for that vehicle.
Buying a new car, you can deduct $10,000 in interest off the loan, but you delete the EV tax credit of $7,500 deducted from the purchase of the vehicle or in tax credit. So if the car, buying a car gives you $10,000 off, but the EV tax credit for $75,000 is gone. So is Elon arguing for nothing?
At the same time, the $7,500 EV credit, that's going away. Senior 65 and older, they get a $6,000 boost to their standard deduction. These are all temporary, though, through 2028. But for many parents, this does permanently increase the child tax credit by $200 per child. But as we've been talking about, at the same time, there are some...
Yo, why are we trying to make anything sound good? This boost is having a kid $200 tax credit. What the freak is $200? Like a month of diapers and wipes? Get the hell out of here.
Substantial cuts programs like Medicaid, which 72 million low-income Americans and people with disabilities rely on for health care. The bill slashes a key source of funding for states that expanded Medicaid, like Pennsylvania. There's also changes to the federal food assistance program known as SNAP. And then there's also a tax credit that had been helping people pay for coverage purchased on the Affordable Care Act's exchange. That is not being extended under this bill, and that will be one that will be allowed to expire here at the end of this year.
So a lot of people, especially a lot of people in need, who are going to be impacted by
feeling
this.
like we barely scratched the surface with this. I mean, there was a lot.
900 plus pages.
And you alluded to this last hour, Siafa, that the impact of this, in some cases, they don't kick in, these changes, until another year or two from now. So it'll be a while before we'll see the full impact.
After the midterm elections, I think that was purposely done.
All right. Thank you for that, Josh.
Josh, thank you.
Freaking, I don't know. I don't think, 900 pages, that's a lot, but I don't know. I'll find another video so we can dive deep into this, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, and I will throw the full version of this video down in the comments. I like to give credit to the content creators. As usual, man, be you, be true, let the universe do the rest. I appreciate you.